Hello everyone and welcome to this super full moon in Libra. We're going to have it here in the Northern Hemisphere on the 28th of March 2021, and it is a very important full moon because it's the first full moon of the new zodiacal year. This moon normally decides Easter Day, the day in which we're going to have Easter. But this year will be even more important because, so the resurrection will be even more important because it's happening after the big conjunction that occurred on the 21st of December 2020 between Saturn and Jupiter, which opened up the Aquarian age. The majority of the astrologers in the world say that was represented the beginning of the Aquarian age, which is going really to manifest much later on, completely reach its full peak point, but it was really the beginning. It is also a very important time because this moon is the first moon upon the Spring Equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, which is in the Celtic tradition, it's a day sacred to the Goddess of Rebirth, represents rebirth, new beginning. And in the Christian tradition, the archangel is rulership on Spring is Archangel Raphael, which means God heals, God is the one who heals, or God the healer. So it's a big rush of energy because everything starts with Aries. Aries is the first zodiacal sign. The first degree of Aries in the Sabian symbol is associated to a very important concept, which is the impulse to be. So we are coming to an end, we have just reached the end of the previous zodiacal year, and now we start a new beginning. But on that day, we have something on the day of the Spring Equinox. We have something very important happening that Rory Duff studied, which is the alignment of all the lines of the Earth on the day before the solstice and the equinox. So a big alignment happening, a big shift happening in consciousness, also a sort of a need, a jump happening to a new level, which will be marked by Easter, which is symbolically the day in which the Jewish people were left Egypt, in order to move to their own land, but also the resurrection. In the Christian tradition, it is associated to resurrection. So a very important time, what's happening. Also, we have something else happening, which is the fact that the Earth and the solar system are transiting through what is traditionally called the photon belt. The photon belt, a spiral formation that our galaxies passes through, and it goes around its orbit of the galactic center. The Earth enters this band every 2,000 years, and when this happens, I'm going to show you, if it's possible for you to see, this is the orbit of the solar system, and then this is a big photon belt. Because when this happens, the Earth goes through a very critical time, because it is defined as a sort of a spiritual advancement, a sort of a quickening of the inhabitants, which and it takes the Earth to about 2,000 years to navigate it and then go again and then pass it again. So it is. What I mean is that this big intensive, it is a big belt of ascension energy, and then this is also why the majority of us is really feeling very challenged, has been feeling really challenged, because it gives like sort of a feeling stressed, a feeling of disorientation, we feel unusual pain, we wake up at night between 2 and 4 o'clock a.m., we may experience some memory loss, feeling very sensitive in relation to our surrounding, sense of a dizziness, loss of balance, headaches, and crying about anything, and so on, because there is a lot of light coming through, which is really asking humanity to go through a big shift in consciousness. So this new full moon will be very important, because besides being part of being the first new full moon of the year, of the zodiacal year, also happens in a particular time and place where other conditions really are highlighting the frequency of the energy. So what's going to happen is that it's already supporting us in going through that huge process of change, but also leaving the past behind. So until May, the beginning of May, we're still going to clear the past, and then May, June will be really big times, big month of change, big energy shift, big project brought about. And then I wanted to show you the chart of this lunation, because it really shows that big shift happening. In this lunation, before we go into the numerology, we're going to have, as you can see here, a big kite. It has the shape of a kite, a grand trine, air grand trine, and then a yod happening, the finger of God, all in this same, in this area, and it's going to affect the sun and the moon. And also what we have, can you see here, we have a lot of planets in still a lot of planets in Pisces, and a big group of planets, stellium, in Aries. So energetically and symbolically, what does it mean? Exactly what I've just said. That Pisces is still an energy coming from closing, bringing things to a closure, and then the new energy rushing through, and then bringing that really important surge of supporting, which is going to support that change, which I've already felt, we already been feeling. But the thing is, now that change is going more towards the overcoming of obstacle, because the kite, when we have the kite aspect in astrology, what we have is an aspect that pushes through all the adverse conditions, and the air grand trine is that triangle that represents a sense of feeling revolutionary, feeling we want to go forward, we want to change, we are not afraid of transformation, and it is a wonderful energy. This big energy really is very supporting, helping us carrying out big projects. So we must not get discouraged, because this big energy is still creating a bit of an inner conflict within us, because we really need to overcome the old way of being, the past, and then, the way we have been until now. It's happening on the 28th in the Northern Hemisphere, and we know 28 in esoteric numerology is the one who dares wins. And so it's a new beginning with core age. So core age comes from the word core in Latin is heart, Action, moving, edge, courage. Action moved from the heart. And so we're really asked to have the courage to do something new, to start completely something new. And then the number of the month, 3, in esoteric numerology may represent two things. One is the heart, because number 3 in esoteric numerology is associated to the heart energy, but also it is also the mind, the intellect. And then also the third sign of the zodiac is the Gemini, is the intellect. March, symbolic, from the etymological point of view, is associated to Mars. So, which is not fighting, it's talking about a fight, and definitely is going to be an inner conflict. But whether we listen to our mind or we listen to our heart. And this is also confirmed by the fact that Mars is going to be conjunct to the North Node, which is the energy of the future, which is really the energy of transcending, pushing us towards to transcend our bodily limitation, to really trust our path, what we want to be, and go for a new venture, the venture of our heart. So it is really asking us to uplift our consciousness to the level of the heart, and then to follow the soul energy, and then to trigger that inevitable change that is coming. So 28-10-1 is really asking us to jump, move, trust the heart. This lunation is also going to happen on the 17th week of the month, so we are starting from today, in the 17th week of the year 2021, and the 2017 is really to go through a process of metanoia, change in relation to the heart. We really need to trust our heart, trust where our heart wants to take us, and then enter that change. 28 is 2 times 14, so 14 is the number of deliverance, but it is also the number of associated to release, letting go and deliver something new. It's the leading of spirit, and also defined in sacred numerology, known as the open palm covering the inner chamber of the heart. So it's really put your hands on your heart before you choose, because this lunation is going to happen in Libra, but when we have a full moon, the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Libra. Aries is the star sign associated to our head, Libra to our heart. Okay, so the challenge in Libra is to be able to trust our heart, because Libra never wants to make choices, and also this is why it's always there to compromise. While here, this energy is going to push us towards making a choice, and then a choice that has to be really heart-based. Overcome your fear and realign with the heart. Make a decision based on your heart energy of what you truly want, because if we let go only if we trust our heart, we can let go of the fear. This big change that this time 2020 has created has triggered in our life is to help us let go the old, let us go the old personality, and now is the time to build something completely new based on the heart. So it's a big process of internalization and individuation. So if you really want to find yourself, search for the truth, go within, learn to trust yourself, be aware of your own self-deception, and listen to your inner voice to find that new direction. So 28-10-1, the day of this lunation, is also associated to a passage in the Ecclesiastes, a passage in the Bible, where we are given 28 times divided into 14 by 2 in relation to time. And I would really like to read this to you, because it is about time, but we really need to understand what does it mean. it's about time to let go and to be born. So I read it, and really I would really like you to focus on what I'm reading and think about what has been happening. There is a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time of war and a time of peace. So what I'm really saying is the new time has come. This is really need to change, to stop waiting and then really choose to trigger a new relationship with ourselves and with the universe, because Aries is about the I am, Libra is about the we are. We can't be who we are if we accept to be how others want us to be. I can't be who I am if I compromise. Because when we compromise, that energy gets tricked, stuck in the process of being used. And then really, we can't think, speak, and act, and then act in a different way. Normally we think and we speak, and then we act in a different way. We need to completely be aligned to what we really say and we are deeply within ourselves. And the I Ching hexagram associated to this lunation is the I Ching 19, which says really you can succeed in the world only if you get the aid of the invisible helpers. So love is the love of your true self, the love of who you truly are, the love of my mission and purpose, the reason why I'm here in the world, can only be manifested if I choose to accept myself the way they are. So the degree of the moon, in the degree of the moon, we have a lot of 8. It's at 8 degrees 18 minutes. And 8 is a big number of grinding the past, emotional, the behavioral, mental behavioral issues, new beginning. And again, 8 degrees 18. 18 is a 9 with the 8, and 9 is a 17. 8 is look within. Stop looking for answer on the outside. Listen to yourself. Get in touch with your heart. Heal your heart. Get in touch with your truth, because only that will broaden your horizon. Okay? And the Sabian symbol of this lunation is related to a process of returning to the source in order to find yourself. Only if you identify yourself with who your true essence, you can let go of the past and plant the seed of tomorrow. So it's really the seed of tomorrow salutes the seed of the past. And then the symbol of the sun is the development of the individual consciousness. So as I showed you before here, Aries creates a crisis for the birth hours, because Aries is asking us to reorientate, to renounce to the old way of being. The planet that rule Aries are Mars, Mercury, and Uranus. Mars has the purpose of really dispelling our illusion, asking us, is in Gemini, conjunct the North Node, so it's really asking us not to think but to feel, the courage to express ourselves in a certain way. Mercury is in Pisces, so it's a bit in water, so Mercury doesn't like it in water, but it is supported by Vesta in Virgo, because bear in mind that Mercury rules Virgo as well, because Vesta in Virgo is an inner conflict, so an emotional inner conflict. So we are asked to put our head in our emotions. We are really asked to discriminate, because Virgo is really about discriminating, and then dissolve the old, because Uranus is helping us breaking through that process of rebirth. And Libra is a sign, as I said, we are really asked to contemplate how much we have compromised and whether we want to go ahead and keep on compromising, because the Aries, Libra is really about the heart. So we need to find an inner balance so that these two planets start cooperating with this energy. And then the ruler of Libra is Venus. Venus is combust, which means is at the same exact degree of the Sun. So it's burning out all our desire, the old desire, and then look really what we truly love. And the purpose is, for Saturn, the gatekeeper, the Lord of Time, to support that big shift in consciousness. At the same time, we have something very interesting happening in Aquarius, because Saturn is triggered by this grand trine. We have Saturn at 11 degrees and Jupiter at 22. 11 and 22, two master numbers, is a 33, which is the energy of the heart. So they're really supporting that big shift, that big transformation. And also they are working together with Mars and the North Node, with this big shift in going towards who we truly are, which are both of them are conjunct and Aldebaran, which is Archangel Michael, helping with this sword to cut the old, cut the little self, and then move into the new. At the same time, conjunct Venus, Chiron, and the Sun, and also Vulcan in Aries, we have Celestia. Celestia is really a planet discovered in 2004, if I remember correctly, and then she was the wife of Neptune. And then Celestia has a very beautiful concept. It was a nymph, because she can help us remove all the barriers to happiness. She's really helping us letting go of a sense of unworthiness and moving to a sense of worthiness. She's creative. She's asking us to go through a big creative revolution, change, in order to achieve our greatest potential and bring something new into the world. It's a sort of a big awakening happening. So we need to have faith in this cycle renewal. And also Sedna, dwarf planet that is in trans-Neptunian planet that is in Taurus, 27 degrees Taurus, is really telling us a woman, the Sabian symbol is a woman past their change of life, experience a new love, new beginning, new energy. Let go the old way, the ego consciousness, purify your old bag, and moving into the new. So we're really all together as humanity moving towards a big shift, a big life change, a big energy, a big transfiguration. And we can't keep nurturing the darkness. So we can't keep hiding ourselves. We can't keep compromising with our own truth. So this new energy is really moving in, and it's time, it is about time to follow the new, to go ahead, don't be discouraged, and be supported by the life in this big change. So there might be inner conflict or conflict with others who are going to asking us to stay where we are. But the new energy is an energy of closure. So whatever is going to happening, we are closing relationship, closing state of being, closing situation, in order to trigger that big change which is going to happen with all this potency, all this energy in May, June. So it's a big new year. We have a big opportunity, and we don't have to change a lot in the outside, but we really need to make a choice within. The meridian associated to Libra is the kidney meridian, so which is also associated to our will. So don't be trapped into the old, into the fear, because kidney could hold our fear, but trust the new energy, trust your will, and put all your will, focus all your will in the direction of your what you feel. It's you. It's about you, who you are in your heart. For those of you who also like the aura-soma system, it's really wonderful at this point in time to use the air conditioner of Archangel Raphael or the Archangeloi, which is really good to support this new transformational process happening, to help us see clearly. We are asked to, when we make a choice, choose from the heart. The clear way is the one indicated by the heart. Wishing you a wonderful full moon on 28th, and then talking to you soon. Bye bye.